Everyone, thank you for participating in this section. As being said, China is one of the most powerful countries here. I need to show some appreciation to Maggie. She just fly all the way over from Shanghai. She barely just landed an hour ago, and they're watching here to have some sharing with you guys. I think, can you guys give her some appreciation?
Thanks a lot. That's quite a refreshing.
A bit introduction regarding to China Media Capital, which we call CMC. They are one of the biggest venture capital private equity fund in China. They invest in a lot of media and entertainment industry, and then they also form a joint venture with Warner Brothers, DreamWorks, Star Wars, and then they also recently formed a JV with CAA. So they have a lot of experience in the content and e-commerce world in China. And then Maggie is the co-president of CMC Holdings, and then with her previous job, she's also running Shanghai Media Group content division. So she's going to give us a lot of insights regarding to the content and commerce ecosystem in China. So before that, I want to understand a little bit regarding to you guys. So we are going to spend the next half an hour talk about content and commerce. So can you show some hands if you're in the media content provider industry? Can you show some hands? So I know. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. So anyone's coming from the brand, agency, and marketing field? Oh, cool. Thanks. Cool. So before I give it to Maggie, I want to give you some insight for China. So we particularly focusing on content and e-commerce on this section. So in May in China, there are 250 million mobile users using their mobile phone to watch content, so in a monthly basis. So this is actually a very promising number, and then this number will grow up to 350 million users per month next year in 2018. And then because everyone is using the mobile to watch content, so content is in huge demand, particularly in short form content. In China, basically over 2 minutes is calling long form or mid form, so it's too long. So in a daily basis, there's 1.5 billion video view being consumed in China. This is a huge number, and this is keep on growing as well. So that's why in the recent year, most of the major portals keep on investing in short form content. So early the year, Tencent basically announced that they will chip in $150 million to encourage individual creators to create more short form content. And then they are going to have another announcement in October. Rumors said that this time they are going to invest $1.5 billion for content creation. So this is a huge market and it's growing really fast. So I want to pass it to Maggie and let Maggie talk about for a media company, for content provider, what is the particular opportunity now in China and how we are going to grab it.
Well, first, I have to say, thanks for your introduction. It's quite encouraging, and also it's my honor to share some of my thoughts here with you guys. Hopefully, it's gonna be quite helpful and inspirational. And as for this question, I have to say, in China, the internet traffic bonus has no longer been that big as before. So the quality gonna speaks louder than the quantity. So when it comes to the content, actually it's the same situation happening over there. So for the media, a big media companies, of course they can still enjoy the big chunk of their content, archive. And if they have a quality programming to be delivered, they're still those most favored clients to those BAT video platforms, and also those mobile mobile internet terminals. If you are talking about those medium-sized production companies, probably they have two ways to go. One is work with those big media tycoons, right? And especially when the genres of your content will be something like a complementary to theirs. And the other thing is if you have your own niche, like strength in certain area. For example, you are very good at music content or you are very good at comedy content, just be focused and then trying to like having your like content differentiated than others. And also you have to guarantee that you are good, very good storyteller. And for those individual creators, that depends, because when I'm talking about like media companies and the production houses, they're more like from the point of view of demand like end. When it comes to the individual creators, I think it's more from the point of view of like a supply front. For example, if you are individual creators just doing the content for fun, better just find those like use-generated platform or those like user-friendly platform where they can provide like quite encouraging like mechanics or system, or they can provide quite interesting and convenient tools by which you can create more and more content. And also and also like if you are the individual creators who are just doing this, or trying to do this for a kind of a personal business, I think like the best way you'd better find those like professionals who can understand you better and who are willing to spend time with you, because I don't think like a big like industrial players will be ideal like choices. It's not because they are not good, they are not qualified. Of course, they are very qualified, but you know they are big enough. They have more things to take care of. You are just individual creators. So in this situation, you'd better find, I think like probably some like a MCN service provider and also some like advertising like agencies who can help you with marketing, PR, and monetization. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think like Maggie bring a very good point that like for a media company or for production houses or individual creator, now China is so big, don't do like the big variety stuff, but more focusing on building vertical, that where you have the passion there. If you're doing music, just focusing on music. But then as Maggie also mentions, like I think the important thing is to find a right platform for you, because like all the media company will just like lean towards to the BAT, which is Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent. But for the individual creator, probably will go for the UGC platform in order to get more resources. So the opportunity is so big, and then but like we always have difficulties on like how can we monetize, like what kind of things that we can do in China in order to monetize our content better. So Maggie, what do you think about the monetization model in China?
Yeah, actually, I want to add 2 more points to the first question, which also related to the second question. I want to share some like snapshots of the 2016 like China's mobile internet market. There are 2 like a very obvious phenomena. One is like we notice like actually the mobile social is not only encouraged or boosted by the live streaming and the Wong economy, but also those startups of content development also help a lot for the social, like mobile social market to boom. And the other thing is probably it's a little bit different from other like countries. In China, we notice like actually the mobile text reading market has become like quite like a priority like area. The reason we see that is because, of course, like we notice the people has spent like more time on mobile reading the text than they do on the PC. It's almost like 4 or 5 times. Yeah. So it's quite large difference. Wow. And also we notice for the business model of text reading like a market, actually 60% of the revenue is from the subscription. So this is quite unique, like consumer behavior in China.
Right.
And thanks to the text reading market, and you might have noticed actually this year and the last year, we also have those audio applications based on those text reading, because when people walk, when they cannot read, they can still listen. So quite a few video apps based on the text reading has been booming up as well. And also there is a trend that is in order to make the text reading more attractive to the audience, because you can't be always the same, otherwise the consumer's gonna feel bored. So you might notice actually the text reading platform, they are becoming more and more diversified. They're trying to engage more entertaining elements from, say, game, animation, TV, movie, and the like. So yeah, there's gonna be quite a lot opportunities over there as well, yeah. Right. And also for your second question,
for the monetization part.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to monetization, it's always to B and to C, right? And then when it comes to B, it's always advertising, sponsorship. When it comes to C, it's a subscription and what's that? Retail, right? Retail. And I should say it depends. If you look at the we say mobile internet industry. If we just look at this market from point of view of content, actually, from my point of view, there could be 3 different kinds of a platform.
Right.
One is media entertainment. They still use the production and distribution model as those traditional media. That's one way. I provide premium content and you consume it. It's more like a one-way step. Of course, you can still leave some comments there, but I'm not only the platform owner, but also I'm the information giver, right? So in this kind of platform, usually the business model is still either your content is very special, very original, and very premium. People would love to pay. There's subscription fee. And the other is advertising and sponsorship, of course, like those TV and the radio before.
Right.
And the second is what we call the community. That is, you build up kind of ambience. And the consumers come over because they love this ambience. They come together because of the same the common interest or the same lifestyle, whatever, and they do communicate and they provide the content by themselves, right? And this is communicate 1.0, and there's another communicate what we call this 2.0, because in Western market, when it comes to the you'd call this, you only have one word, that's community. But back in China, we have 2 kinds of community. One is community, we call it 社区. And the other is what we call, the literal translation is community group. That's 社群. When it comes to 社群, that is to say, the platform are gonna give more game rules. You have to be more attentive, be more attentive to the operation, how to get your users more engaged. Perhaps sometimes you will even organize some online events or activities. And for such a kind of platform, usually it's advertising. Yeah. Or offline how can I say? Consumption. Okay. And the third one is e-commerce. We call this content-driven e-commerce. Yeah. That's the 3. Of course, when it comes to e-commerce, it's always retail.
Right. I think the major part is when we see from outside of China, most of the content creator generate revenue based on 2B model, which is from advertising and sponsorship. But China has a very sophisticated 2C model, which is what we talked about last year regarding to live streaming, and then the audience pay the virtual gift to the content provider, or as Maggie mentions about a community that they want to get get around, and then they buy merchandising among the community, and then they pay for like fans gathering, all that stuff. So bear in mind, like when you're in China, you have to look for two solutions. One is the 2B solution, and one is the 2C solution to get like paid directly from the consumer. But like I get like some interesting facts for you guys regarding to like advertising. So in 2017, iResearch projected that like the digital video advertising market size in China will go up to $6.2 billion US. So this is like a very big market, and then in which $1.4 billion US is going to branded content. So that will be like the native video advertising. So the market is getting bigger. It's like a double-year growth after year. And I know that there's some marketers among there. So we used to be talk about content marketing, but that's one trend in China that's like actually the brands starting to invest into content IP themselves. So the brand will co-invest with like content provider to create content series, and then they will have their products and then softly put it into the content series instead of as the traditional that they just be the title sponsorship that they cannot have like control. But now they basically invest into content, and then they make money on top of it as well. So I think this is like something very interesting. So Maggie, you talk about e-commerce a bit. So do you want to further elaborate on like how content provider are using content to drive more e-commerce revenue?
When I look at the business of e-commerce, I think they solve three problems. Like A, it makes our like money, how can I say, it makes the whole like purchase with more like economic price, right? That saves me money. This is one thing. Yeah. The second is I want to save money to buy good products, or in other words, I want to buy products with higher like chances. So that's the place where the content can play a role. And especially when I have better and better like successful experiences with the content you provide, of course I will always go back to you. Yep. And the third thing is about like the real like experience when you consume the product itself. Probably it has little to do with the content when it is about like the tangible products, for example, Coke or electric appliances, but it's more to do with those offline events or offline, like how can I say, the activities or festivals or even theme park experience, something like that. Yeah. We are running out of time.
Please, yes, we do. Yeah, please go. Yeah. So continue. Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah. So where am I? Sorry.
The second thing is like
it's about like e-commerce. Yeah. So so I think like to those offline experiences, I think like this is also some area where the content can play a very important role. Yeah, that's what I think. And also like these days CMC is also has been trying to come up with what we say is a new IP. That is to say, we wanna like combine the commercial brands and the content products together, and make them into a new IP. That is to say, it's not only about like the native advertising. It's more than just like a branded entertainment. It's gonna be a real IP where you can read a story, you can enjoy a story, and it's not only about like online delivery. It's also about like something to do with the offline delivery, and also it's not only the content from the professional like companies, but also from the individual creators. So So that demands a lot of the coordination, and not only you have to get like enough portfolios of resources at hand, but also you need to have a very good understanding on how to use those like resources and content, and also of course you have to be patient. You know, yeah. Right. So we are making efforts on that, and we think like it's worthwhile, because if that happens, that is to say, you can enjoy the benefits from the retail advertising, like subscription at the same time, and also you are delivering real product, like intangible product. Yeah.
Right. I think like the e-commerce space is getting very exciting. Like not only for the brand that they can basically build their own e-commerce store and then do the whole logistic and get connected and engaging with the audience directly, but also that's a very interesting space for content provider as well, by creating soft e-commerce related content to encourage people to buy more. But you guys don't need to get into the logistic, but basically work with the platform. So Alibaba just launched an online platform for content provider to be engaging directly with the brands. So it is an open platform that you can just go there to see what brands and what products are posting there, and then you can just like work with the brand directly and say, if I create that kind of content for you to encourage people to buy, how much I'm going to charge you per video create, plus getting like a commission on each of the transaction is going to consume. So I think like that will be another way for the content provider, brands and platform to get together on the e-commerce space. Just quickly want to show you guys one video, and then want to get your feel on how you feel about this video. So can I have the first video?
动物们也会做梦吗 ？Hello， 我是探仔，这是迷人可爱的我第一次出场。从今天起，我会不定时跟大家见面。看我 Q 弹圆润的身材，我肚子里除了鸡鸭鱼肉小龙虾，还有满满的知识。好了，因为这是第一次见面，为了显示我的学识、我的智慧，我们来聊聊梦的世界。管你信不信，其实不少的动物都是会做梦的。那凭什么说动物就会做梦呢？这要从人类做梦这件事儿开始说起。人做梦一般发生在快速眼动睡眠期，它还有个英文名 REM。人睡一觉大概会有5次 REM， 在这个阶段里，人身体的肌肉会放松，但大脑里神经元的活动却还活跃的停不下来，而眼球也会快速的移动。脑里的这些活动和随机信号的产生都会帮助人类创作出类似故事一样的东西来。而如果能在动物睡觉的时候发现它们也有快速眼动睡眠期，那就可以说明动物们也会做梦啦。其实哺乳类动物和鸟类都有 REM。另外，像松狮蜥这样的爬行动物也有快速眼动睡眠期，但它们和人类的比就很不一样。它们睡一觉 REM 的次数能有350次，但每次只有10秒。说到动物做梦，我只服喵星人。万能的科学家改造过猫咪的大脑后发现，它们睡着后最爱摆出的姿势竟然是抬头和弓背。哎呦喂，这不就是抓老鼠时的动作吗？所以猫咪们每天做的梦都是在抓老鼠啊！不行，这要给它们颁个敬业福。那老鼠做的梦又是什么呢？原来老鼠睡觉时大脑的状态就和在迷宫里窜来窜去时的差不多，所以它们梦见的一般都是在迷宫里跑啊跑，然而并跑不出去。说再见之前，你们最近梦见的那个人是谁？敢你就把他艾特出来吧。
So we talk about that's a huge opportunity in China. So everyone's want to get into there, but you also like think about like China is huge, but China is also very tough. If I have like a lot of program, when I go into there, how can I do a very good local adaptation and localization in order to put your content in front of the young millennial. So like this is like one of the cases that that's a video that we work with like Discovery. So the whole video supposed to be like a 45 minutes long documentary from the Discovery library, but the Chinese creator, we created and then we adapt it and then make it as a 2-minute short form video for the younger creator in China. And it got instantly around 4 million views and then around 20,000 comments. So Maggie, for like the international media company or the international content creator, when they go into China, do you feel this kind of adaptation or localization is the way to go for them?
I think it's one of the smart ways to do. I noticed, actually, personally, I like the title, 探吧, mean it's more like a bar stuff, and also it's kind of like action. It's really catchy in Chinese. Well, I think like I think when you do this programming, it's not like a scratch from nothing. You've already got quite quality materials and some like outlines and the story there, right? And to some extent, it saves a lot on your physical production. Yeah. And B, I think I noticed I actually use quite a lot like local elements and even the expression when you do this like adaptation. I think this is the key part. And to be honest, you have to understand the local market and you have to be smart enough here, you know, trying to come up with some creative ideas that can like catch the eye spots of the local audience. Yeah. And number 3, I think like, of course, you make the best of the hot trend these days back in China. That's the short video. So yeah, I think it's quite smart.
Yeah, I basically set Maggie up for these questions to make sure that she say good for the whole things. So like we talk about the opportunity. What we want to talk about last is like the execution part, because everyone's talk about theory, everyone's want say this is big, this is like with potential, just get into there. But what should be the right strategy to get into China? I think that's the most important things that we want to discuss at the last section. Is like we need to talk about how we do localization in a very smart way. We need to understand our audience properly. We need to do fun adaptation rather than like the traditional way that I just put a new VO, put a subtitle there to make it local. You do need to go with a local flavor. So can I show one more video and then we can wrap it up?
I am Jeremy Chauncey. Travelling is the most important part of my life. After visiting 75 countries, I have finally come to China. I will explore the amazing Chengdu, the friends I have made here.
Time, weather, and...
I've seen them on TV, but no, never. Amazing, right? Bing Ching. Bing Ching?
Oh, yes.
So are they like really lazy?
Hi, Jeremy. So now here we're at the panda enclosure, and so all these pandas live here are born and raised in captivity condition, so you can say they're terribly spoiled.
Right.
Yeah, and
I can see that.
Yeah, so we're gonna spend some time looking around and adventuring out in this area.
Okay.
But before you go, I have a task for you.
Okay.
So here is a panda on this picture, and you're gonna look around this area and find out the panda on this picture, and tell me her name or his name
But
to me.
how can we do that?
Well,
like,
you can't trust yourself. You're a panda warrior.
How do we tell one panda apart from the others?
Well, that's why this task is so challenging.
Got it. We'll do it. Thank you.
Sure.
这怎么可能找得到？每一只熊猫看起来都长一样，好吗？
That one. See that?
Oh,
Do you think they're the same? They all look the
They
same.
all look the same, right?
So we found one over there.
Yeah.
Her name is Bing Qing. Bing Qing.
Did you call her by the name?
I didn't.
Try to call her.
Okay, I'll call her.
You try
Was
it.
Okay, so we can stop, we can cut that. So the interesting thing for this guy is like he has like a big Instagram account and Facebook accounts. Like Beautiful Destination have 15 million fan base on Instagram and Facebook. Normally it will be really hard for them to get into China because they are very not local. But that like we mentioned about we have to do local adaptation. But I think the dedication for everyone to win in China is like not only just doing adaptation, but you have to get into China to start to producing local relevant content for the media, for the audience there. So this is one of the good examples that's like Jeremy get into China and starting to do a China-based travel log. And so the whole travel log is quite different from the Beautiful Destination, very beautiful video, but that for the 1 month period, and they produce 10 episodes, and then like the total video view for the 10 episodes is around 120 million video view, and then they are now become the top 3 most famous travel account on Weibo. So I think that's like some good successful cases if we really want to get into China, but we need to be having a strategy, and then we need to be dedicated. So for the last run-up, like Maggie, you have like any encouragement or anything that to tell the audience how can we be success?
I only have 20 seconds left. Sorry if I'm...
you get one.
Okay. So I think like actually the last video has been a very good example to recap our conversation. That is, you have to give it a try, right? And 2 points. The first is I think like if you want to really do like a digital content for the internet, like a platform, of course you need a premium content like a Beautiful Destination. They have, I think he has this like very like a high quality video clips for the internet market, right? Yeah. And also you need to have some like down to the earth content with a decent physical like a production cost, which and also with the local touch. I think this is the second part of your video, right? I mean, like that case. And the third one, my suggestion is if you can have more like a user, the audience engaged to provide their like either text or pictures or videos to like boom up the like to the IP, the influence of the IP. I think it's gonna be perfect. And also, point number 2, I think his way is good as well. I don't think he has a local team, right? So if you want to go to China, either you have your own local team, or you work with the local team who has this like understanding of the international market. It's like a cross-cultural like team. So it's gonna be perfect. Yeah.
Yep. So everyone, China have a huge opportunity. The opportunity is now, and then please start to work out your China strategy. Find a nice partner there who really know the local, and then starting to take action. So hopefully you enjoy this section. This section giving you some insight to help you to get started on your China journey. So wish you all have like a good day. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you.